Hello, welcome to lesson number 14, and this is called Leadership Thinking. So we've got leadership and we've got thinking. Now you need to know that most philosophers agree on one thing, which is a person tends to become what they think about. In other words, our thinking determines a lot of our actions. Now when it comes to ordinary people who don't have anything to do with leading other people, well, you suffer the consequences or enjoy the advantages of thinking correctly or incorrectly. But when you're in leadership thinking, your responsibility is to many other people, which puts the responsibility on you to actually learn to think correctly. And therefore, by extension, do what's right. Now, this is the difference between tending to do what's right or doing the right thing every time. Not doing things right. Doing things right is necessary, but doing the right thing is the ability to produce the right action at the right time, having thought about it correctly. So what is leadership thinking? Well, like any other thinking, it has to always begin with now. Now is the basis of all thinking. Not what happened yesterday, not what happened 10 months ago. You might want to look at it later, but never, never, never let go of the now. Teach yourself, teach your mind to always start fresh. Every now should be a new now, and that means a way of life. A leader needs to think according to the now first, and only then look what experience says. Otherwise, what a leader does, leader holds the now hostage in the hands of what happened. But you know, we live in a very different times. We're now in the corona time. If 6 months ago anyone told you what a small germ can do to the whole of the human race, you'd think we are insane. But look at it. Any leader thinking today needs to consider now first. And let me tell you, from 25 years of experience of training many leaders, that has been always the case. People make the right decisions when they think according to now first and move backwards. That's where it begins. The second thing is how you think about people is absolutely important. See, people are not some kind of screws in a big wheel. They're human beings like you. And in here, the thinking has to have compassion in it and consideration. And here is something from the Bible. Don't do unto others, but don't do unto others what you don't want to be done unto you. Which means you've got to deal with people courteously, respectfully, with care. And remember, when you look at another human, you're looking at somebody just like you, even if they are your subordinates. They are human beings, and you've got to treat them like human beings. This is where we coined the phrase emotional intelligence. Absolutely. You need to be intelligent emotionally, which means you got to think mentally, and you also need to feel the emotional part. That, believe it or not, makes you a strong leader rather than a monotonous leader who just thinks dry. No, you're dealing with human beings. So the component in leadership thinking is emotional intelligence that you got to bring into bear along with your thinking according to the now, which takes care of facts. Together, you are producing a third highly intelligent way of leadership thinking, which is humanity and common sense. And by the way, as a wise lady once said, common sense these days is not so common. And I'm sure if you look at the news, you would agree with me. So, to recap, leadership thinking, two main components: your logic, your emotional intelligence. And learn to communicate in such a way that people feel that you're firstly a human being and you think correctly about them. Hope this helps.